Welcome back, Bandits. Thank you so much for being patient during the delay. We return to our Dragon Ball most useful special techniques with a set of 3 abilities. The 8-handed technique used by King Choppa, the 4 witches technique used by Tien, and finally the 100 arms technique used by Tambourine. Let's roll that intro. King Choppa, the first on our list today, appears in the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. Yamcha tells us that he is a former champion of the tournament. Not only did he win, but apparently he wasn't touched by a single fighter. Could the 8-handed technique be his secret to these flawless victories? The 8-handed technique is described as moving one's arms so fast that you give the appearance of having 8 arms. Thus, the 8-handed namesake. This technique does seem to be quite effective, for at first, we see our dude Goku struggle briefly before he turns the tides on King Choppa. That makes me believe that under the right circumstances, or in the right hands, would you? Haha. It might be a very deadly technique, or a very useful technique at that. So, if using this technique with 2 arms creates the illusion of 8 arms, would this be an exponential thing based on the number of arms a fighter had? And if that's the case, would this technique be a little more useful if you had 8 arms to begin with? With that many arms, say 64 arms, you could just make a shield out of them, right? Well, there aren't many good use cases for the 8-handed technique as the fighters become more adept, faster, and stronger. So, on to the next one. Let's discuss the 4 witches technique used by Tien in the same tournament. The 4 witches technique is never described in great detail, but we can see the idea is that the user manifests 2 actual arms, which is a little bit different than the former appearance of more arms. So this is immediately more effective in that the arms are real and can be used even when you have your hands full. Pardon the pun. This is an extremely useful technique, and I never understood why no one else ever tried it. I mean, how mean would Ultra Instinct Goku be if he had 2 extra limbs? On the other hand, this could be very useful even outside of fighting. Cooking, cleaning, and even training could be more bountiful with extra appendages. Outside of some odd tasks and fights, this technique's usefulness is limited. I have to hand it to Tien. He single-handedly created one of the most underused techniques in all of Dragon Ball. We only see it one other time, way later in Dragon Ball Super in a filler episode. So we're going to have to wipe our hands clean with this 4 witches technique for now. We're going to be discussing the 100 arms technique used to defeat King Choppa by Tambourine. After talking about the 4 witches technique, we would almost pass this one off as a cheap, albeit more effective imitation of the 8-arm fist technique. And we would be right. I mean, seriously, there isn't much to say about Tambourine using 100 arms against King Choppa. What makes this even more irrelevant is the fact that we never see the technique used ever again. And I would have to say, of all the multi-arm Mirage techniques, I would have to go with 4 witches. It would just be more useful to not have to put down my burger to take a drink. What do you guys think? Which one was your favorite technique? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.